do it the wrong way with the wrong intentions, I say quiet hiring is not going to work. And when I reflect back, I felt like, you know what, that was a wage theft. Why do you need to come back, right? Micromanagers are like, I need to literally watch. You got to understand the environment and see if there's something you can do, self-reflect. So by 90 days, I figured it out, self-reflected, what's working, what's not working. And the reality was completely different. If you Google whitening resume, a lot of people are concerned about it. If you want extra from me, what's in for me? I'm going to go somewhere that I am celebrated. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. If you can hear us on YouTube Live as well and everywhere right there on a video live, please give us a thumbs up and tell us where you're watching me from. And I'm just going to double check it. For audio audience, let me know if you can hear us here. I am with Dean Kalawara today, the IT recruiter, and as a hiring manager, we are going to go do this together to go and give you multiple tips what as in hiring managers are looking for when they're trying to pop in your profile, sourcing you, even if they're not hiring. And as Dean, who is amazing at recruiting, especially IT talent as well, he's going to give his perspective as well. And we're going to talk about it for a bit. About like what do we do, and we're going to invite all of you on the stage. I mean, like all of you, there's like 167 right now. It's pumping up, but I don't think invite all of you, but hold on, we'll invite you, and you know, we might not be able to get you on the stage. Dean, tell us who you are, and you're welcome back to my show. This is the second time you're joining me.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sweta, and appreciate you having me back on the show. So I'm an IT recruiter. I specialize in recruiting mid-level and senior-level IT professionals, primarily in the Greater Toronto area. I've been in the recruitment industry for about 9 years, and I've recruited for everywhere from startups all the way to large multinational corporations as well.
That is amazing. No, audio audience right now, there are a lot of people. Can you give me thumbs up if you can hear us? So that way we're not wasting your time as well, and we can dive right into it. Thumbs up. Okay. And just so you know that we are streaming this live on YouTube channel as well. And you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel too if you want to get these kind of tips all the time from us. I invite amazing, awesome guests like Dean all the time. And if you want to be part of this, be on a stage and ask us questions, honestly, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's under Teach and Do. It's right there at the bottom. I go do this live every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Canada. That's where we're from. And today, it's a couple of housekeeping for you today. Before I do that, let me double check on YouTube as well. So that way we are all pumped up and people can watch it on replay. You can watch this on replay as well for people who are not able to be here. You can see your profile on YouTube as well, and then get that recording right there and start working on it right away. Today, we're going to go high level. We're not going to spend so much time on one profile quick. It's our objective today is to go get you out of here quickly. So that way you can implement it right today, right now. And before I begin, I just want to let you know, I do have a master class coming up on July the 10th, which is going to be 5-day master class, which is the career workshop. Link is in my profile. You can go ahead and save your spot right now, because there's going to be a lot of seat and I might not able to get you in. So the link is there, teachingdo.com/workshop. And I'm going to probably go through the LinkedIn strategy as well in that class. It's a 5-day spending time together at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and reserve your spot. It's going to start on July 10 and it would be closing soon if I have a lot of people. All right. So Dean, there are a lot of people right now joining us.
I know. Yeah, there's so much people. That's so awesome.
What are you thinking right now from the IT perspective? Like, what's going on in the job market right now? Can you tell us more on it? What kind of things that it's hot jobs right now that you're recruiting for?
Yeah, well, so in terms of jobs, software development, cybersecurity, cloud related positions are definitely something that there are companies hiring for. That being said, there is a bit of a market slowdown that I'm sure a lot of you in tech might be experiencing. That is the case, but at the same time, there are definitely organizations out there hiring, especially in industries where there is a high demand, such as the construction industry, real estate. So those demands create needs on the on the tech side of things, which means we have to do a bit of a refocus in terms of which industries we might be targeting, but there are opportunities out there.
That is amazing. So, is there any jobs that you are actually looking to recruit right now as we speak? So, people on this, people in here listening can connect with you, especially if you're there, if they're in Canada.
Yeah, I am actually currently looking for a senior level IT project manager. So if you're a senior level IT project manager, definitely certainly feel free to reach out to me for more information about what I'm recruiting on.
That is great. Now, just to be fair, I want to make sure people are tuning us in Canada as well. Can you give me heart emojis? Give me heart emojis from people in Canada as well. So just want to check in. Who else is listening? Sizzy, Aga, Nargis, Victor, Da, Akash. Like there are a lot of people from Canada. Oh my God, full house. Now
Yeah.
let's give the priority to the people here as well. So that way we can get you out of here as well. It's going to be like probably 2 to 3 minutes of profile review from both of us, and I might not have anything to add, or maybe when I'm giving you a profile review as well, there's something that he can add, Dean can add as well. Give me heart emojis if you're on the stage already, if you're in Canada, so that way we can review it right now. Saloni, I'm going to pick you. All right, Dean, you can go ahead on her profile. I'm going to stream that. It's streaming live on YouTube. She's a technical recruiter.
Okay. You want me to do it
Yeah,
on
go
my?
ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
so go ahead and talk about her. Go into her profile, and then as you speak, I'm going to go and drive this from my side.
Okay, gotcha. So, okay, so Saloni, thanks for tuning in. So, I'm on your profile now. So, firstly, I love I think the headline is perfectly fine from my perspective. It communicates what you do and potentially what you'd be looking for. Uh,
Thank you so much.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're no problem. It does show your location, which is great if it's for a hybrid or an on-site role. So it communicates to the hiring manager or the hiring team or the recruiter that where your location is. Um,
Uh, yeah, my location is Mississauga.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we're on your profile right now. Maybe you can't see, but we're actually on your LinkedIn profile.
So for people, let me stop you right there, Dean. So for people who want to get this replay, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/teach and do. That's my company's name. You can go there and watch it as well, what we are reviewing, or what kind of profile we're taking it. And there's going to be actionable advice for you, and you can implement it right now. So we're reviewing it. I'm screen sharing this. You can watch that on a YouTube as well and be in audio live as well to come up on the stage. And if you want us to review as well, go. Dean, go ahead.
Awesome. And so one tip piece of advice I could give, and this might not matter to some recruiters out there or some hiring managers. I typically do recommend for the profile picture to put something that's maybe yourself in business attire or something of that sort, or something that kind of like a professional kind of a picture. That's typically what I recommend. Some companies, they don't really care. Others, they might take a look at that. So think of your profile picture as your first impression online, at least. Then going down to the about section. So I see that you have described yourself as having 4 years in the industry, skill in recruitment process, HR. I like how you've mentioned some major companies you worked at. So that really grabs my attention. Like you worked at Tech Mahindra, Capgemini. That's really good in terms of all that. Now, one thing I would recommend is you have mentioned you recruited on multiple roles in IT and non-IT. Maybe mention some of those types of roles you have frequently recruited on. That would be some important information if I was looking for a recruiter in terms of what type of roles you have recruited on. So that would be my advice on the about section. Sweta, I'm not sure if you want me to go through the entire profile or you
Yeah,
want to.
go through it. No, I want you to go through all of it. Let's stick to like 2 to 3 minutes maximum because there are a lot of people. And if I have anything to add, then I will add it from hiring manager perspective.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So in the experience section, I see that currently you're at Epsilon Solutions. I would highly recommend putting some information about that role in regards to what you're doing at the moment, because right now it's blank. So putting more information about what you're doing there, maybe what type of roles you're recruiting on. Obviously, technical recruiter can definitely typically it does mean IT recruiter, like someone who recruits in IT, but sometimes it can be engineering roles as well. So just be specific, maybe about the types of roles you're recruiting on. And for the other information I'm seeing here, there is a function on LinkedIn where you can actually add skills. I see that you've done that for your position at Grad Minier Technology. So for the sake of consistency as well, try and do that for Epsilon Solutions and jobs territory as well, where you can add your skills. This also makes your profile more keyword friendly as well. Recruiters typically use keyword searches to search for people's profiles. So that's something you want to make use of on LinkedIn. Now, keep in mind, there is, I think, a limit of 50 skills. So make sure you mention skills that are most directly relevant for the role that you're mentioning for each position and all of that. So I'm not going to go through each of those positions in detail because I know we're only spending 2-3 minutes on each. Education, that's great. You mentioned that you got an MBA in HR. Maybe if you can mention some of the specific things you covered in your MBA, that might be helpful as well. And same thing for your BBA at Punjab Technical University. Skills, try and add some more skills. It looks like there's only a handful of skills that are over here. So put in more skills that might be relevant to your profile. And other than that, I mean, at a high level, I think that would be my feedback.
Awesome. Thank you, Saloni. So we're going to stop it right there. We're going to bring someone else. I just want to add one more thing. Dean has a very good point when it comes to skill. That's what I was noticing. Be consistent. As a hiring manager, when I'm using the recruiting tool on LinkedIn, it gives me more than 50 skills to hunt you as a headhunter. If I want to just source you, I can look into many skills that I wanted from my perspective. That's why having the right skills are really important. I remove all the outdated skills as well. And also that's why it needs to be customized as for job posting. This is not something, it's a one-time deal for any of you. It's a reoccurring. So if you are targeting the role, which is not kind of like same, you want to maybe revisit that skill as well. So thank you so much for coming in. So I'm going to move you back. Now, anyone from Canada gets the priority right now. Give me heart emojis. Anyone from Canada? Okay. Chirag, you're next. All right, so we're reviewing your profile. Dean, go for it.
Okay, sure. So let me go to Chirag's profile. Okay, excellent. So firstly, Chirag, good job on using the Open to Work badge. That's definitely something you want to be making use of. I like the professional picture as well. You got your business attire on, clear background. So definitely a great job on that. Now, in terms of your and before I get to your headline, so I like how you put in that you got a PMP and CSM and MCA. It's always recommended for, especially if you're in a field where those things are required. That's always a good idea to put those designations. Now, in your headline, one thing I would point out is I see that you've described yourself as a lead software developer / technical manager / project management professional, application support debugger. So this is a common thing that I see a lot of people do where they put multiple different types of positions. I would suggest, Chirag, like focus on that one role that you're aiming for right now. Now from your end, I know you're probably trying to communicate that you have a vast area of knowledge, you're flexible, and that you're open to several different types of opportunities. But the concern that I would have as a recruiter is, does this guy know what he wants, right? Because if you're a software developer and a technical manager and a project management professional and an application support person, well, what exactly are you aiming for right now? Like, I especially if I'm looking at your profile, I don't know. Are you looking to transition to a certain field? Are you dead set on one particular type of field? Because as a recruiter, I don't want to speak to you and then present you for a role only for you to change your mind and head into a totally different direction. So make sure, my suggestion is focus on that one role that you're aiming for. Exception is, of course, there are some types of positions out there where a hybrid or blended role makes sense, such as project manager slash BA, QA slash BA. Those types of roles are common. But outside of that, try and keep it to one particular type of role. Same thing in your open to work. It says that you're open to technical manager roles, software developer roles, solutions architect roles. So it's kind of unclear what exactly you might be aiming for right now. So just some feedback on that. In your about section, I see you put a nice brief description about what you're doing. Technical lead with demonstrated history of skill in Microsoft Stack requirements. Okay, good. I would advise you to put maybe more of a focus on what you're aiming for, because again, at this point, I'm kind of confused as to what you might be looking for. It looks like you're putting more of the focus on your skills as a technical person. So if you're also aiming for those project management roles, or maybe your preferences for a project management role, this about section might not help. So firstly, I think figure out what you're aiming for, like your number one choice, and cater your about section to speak about those aspects. So going down to your experience, so I'm seeing lead software developer, which is great, and also at a great company. I love that. Looks like you made use of the skills section, which is perfect. You put a good description about what you've been doing at your current company. One thing I don't really see is maybe a mention of outcomes. So try and connect what you did with some kind of outcomes, KPIs, cost savings, time savings, whatever it is. That's something I see missing on many people's profiles. But I really like how you put in the keywords and the skills and all of that stuff. So similar advice would apply to the previous section, to the other pieces of experience that you have. So make sure you look over those. But looks like you put a lot of effort in your profile, so definitely like that. The license and certifications are there, so it's great that you mentioned those. And I see you have mentioned some of the skills there, so make sure you maybe add some more skills, or get some put some more time into some of the key skills. Like that you have the recommendations there, so that's always good. Try and see if no, it looks like you have some people who might have potentially managed you. So just I always recommend that people put in managers, or basically people that they reported into. Those recommendations are definitely much more effective than maybe someone who might be a peer or something of that sorts. Good, you put your honors and rewards. That's good. So that would probably be my feedback on your profile.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I'm totally aligned with you, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, the skills are there, but I think the outcomes are not there. I want you to, all of you, to think about the bullet point, focusing on the car model or par model, whatever. What was the problem that you're trying to solve? What did you do about it? What was the result of it? And I know some of them cannot be measurable goals, but there's going to be quantitative data and qualitative data as well. Think about it. If you don't do it, then you know what? People are not going to resonate, especially if you're trying to solve employers' pain. I also saw the post. He's engaged on it. I saw the post that he was posting, and I feel like when he's posting for the post, it's too many hashtag. That's going to dilute the message, and it's not going to go that far. So just focus on your industry, your niche, your areas of expertise to get that hashtag in. Anyone from Canada, give me heart emojis. I'm going to bring you up. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to go first, and then Dean, you can add in if I miss anything, okay?
Sure.
All right, great background. This is the third one we've seen, and just one person has a background. Now, again, as a hiring manager perspective, it really doesn't matter to me, to be honest. Like, I don't really care if you have a background or not from here. But if you're trying to build a brand, I would probably expect you to do it, especially if I'm hiring for, let's say, if I want to hire for social media team, someone who wants to manage my social media, these are things that I definitely would look for, because that's going to potentially show me the skill set, the hard skills and technical skills. If I don't see anything in here, I might assume that you probably don't know. And if I want you to manage my LinkedIn profile, let's say, and I'm talking from the hiring manager perspective, from the company's perspective as well. If someone hires you for social media, leading a social media team, writing the contents, anything like that, I would probably look at the background and say, I don't know if I can see it, right? You're in a different industry, looks like it. I'm okay with it, but I would like to see probably one title. I feel like it's BA role and product management, product development. It's like totally different things. So I think it's a keyword probably you're thinking of it, but I really don't know. What do you want? Do you want to go on to the product management, like, BA? I just like the way that Dean said it before. I'm confused now. Are you trying to pivot? Are you in the career transitioning, right? So yes, you talk about your experience and everything here, and I see some lingo and keywords as well. I really love the data. Continue with that, right? I personally like the stories that I cannot find it on a resume as a hiring manager, right? Just to look in about me section, just to sneak peek. Featuring, I love it because you have some showcasing right there. Everyone probably should have it based on the industry. If you're not someone who's in the social media, probably put some articles, anything like that, link it resonating with the employer's pain, maybe, possibly be very strategic using this. This is a landing page. And for those people, especially if you are on that role where you're going to be asked assignment or do some homework or showcase the skill set, and you don't have a landing page, you don't have a website, you don't have any technical skills to showcase outside, this is great space for you to share it as well. Don't forget about that. So, and I could see when I go down, the title is good. It says IT. That makes it very clear. BAs are all over. It could be part of something else as well other than IT. I see it's IT. So if I'm recruiting for IT, if I want BA, I'd probably look into it as well and see it. And I like the aspect of those, the data point as well, which is great. So the BA, it's matching up when it comes to experience sections. I think it's matching up when I'm looking at the experience. I feel like, okay, all right, so he's a BA, right? And there's a freelancing. So I could see why you know what you know, because you have a graphic all over showcasing your skills as well. And project coordinator is freelancing as well for you. So probably, you pivoted from here. It says freelancing, and it's only 4 months. Over here, BA, and then you went in there. I don't know if you had a client that you worked in it. Like, I'm not going to go through it. Probably if you're a freelancer, then you want to, maybe some clients are confidential. You can't show it. Maybe put it out there. Who are these clients? What did he do? And certificates are there. That's perfect. Great. And license and certifications are there as well. Projects, you put the project as well, the skills, 50 skills, and make sure it's up-to-date skills. All right. The other thing I would really want to talk to people about is, the joining the group, join the right group, because that's where the hiring manager would be hiring as well. Now, that's about me. Like, okay, so what do you want to talk about, Dean? Did I miss anything at all?
No, I think that that analysis was pretty in line with feedback that I would have shared as well. So nothing to add to that.
Okay, perfect. So anyone in Canada, give me heart emojis. I'm gonna bring you. All right. Peter is next. Dean, do you want to
go? Yeah, sure. Let me get Peter. So Peter, let me pull up your profile here. All right, so love the professional picture. I like that clear background. Like just similar to what Sweta said. As a recruiter, I don't really care much about the banner or anything like that. So a nice clear banner is perfectly fine with me. I like on the right side, and I'm not sure if it's something that you can actually set, but I like how it says Dell Technologies. So right there, that really caught my attention, and I see that you wrote Dell Technologies as well. So oftentimes big name companies do capture the attention of recruiters. Even if you work at a small to medium sized company, or maybe a lesser known company, I mean, it's not something that's going to hold you back. But working at a big company definitely does get the attention of recruiters. So I see that you've put some hashtags there in terms of what you talk about and your background. So that's great. Let's see, you're providing services. So
are you providing services? It sounds to me
whenever
someone actually does it, then I'm confused. Are you looking for full time or are you freelancing? So that's confusing.
So that might be a little confusing, like as Sweta said, because as a recruiter, I'm like, okay, is this Peter? Is he offering services or is he looking for work? Or so it might be a little confusing. But at the same time, maybe you don't want to publicly show that you're looking for work or something. I don't know. So it depends on your situation. But just keep in mind that the person reading your profile might make some assumptions there. So let's go to your about section. So you were at the military, so that's great. That's excellent. I began my career in sales. Okay. So you're giving a background regarding yourself, which is good. Kind of discussing your career trajectory, I guess. I like how you put a specialty section. So that's you're talking about your experience in Scrum and Jira, ERP, NIP. That's good. What's kind of uncertain maybe is that maybe a little more detail about what you're looking for, since those specialties might span a few different areas. So for some recruiters, that might be a little confusing. It's like, okay, which area? Because you mentioned Scrum, you mentioned Jira, you mentioned ERP, which is all great, but maybe put in a note in terms of what you're aiming for as well. I know you do mention that you're an engineering project manager, but what exactly you're aiming for? Maybe some more details about that might be helpful. I like how you put your email address. That's really good. Top skills: project management, supply chain, Jira, SQL, Agile methodologies. That's great. So here, you're currently an analyst, engineering project manager. Utilize. So you're describing what roles you did. I like how at I guess the third bullet point you mentioned an end result, so 20% increase in efficiency. See if you can do that for some of the other bullet points as well. As I mentioned previously, when I was reviewing someone else's profile, that's always very effective. And before that, I see you were at HP. So, I really like seeing these big companies because, again, big companies definitely capture the attention of recruiters. And even though that might have been outside of Canada, it doesn't matter. Like it's still HP is a well-known organization, so that also makes your profile look very, very attractive as well. And I'm already seeing that your specialty appears to be with supply chain. So overall, I'm seeing a great profile. Let's so just make sure you put that emphasis on end results and outcomes and all of that. And like that you put the license and certifications. I see the skills there. So overall, a great profile. Anything you want to add, Sweta?
No, I'm good. So he's, I think, into the space anyway. So I'd rather focus on someone else who's unemployed right now too. So anyone who's unemployed right now in Canada, give me heart emojis. I'm gonna bring you. Okay. Sumit, I'm going to go quickly see it. Okay, open to work. Perfect. Fantastic. I love it because as a hiring manager recruiter, if I am using the recruiter tool, I can spot you. Do you guys know there's a spotlight? I have a LinkedIn free resources online. When you go to free resources, you can download that and it gives you how do you end up in a recruiter search as a hiring managers. Go to free resources and there's a LinkedIn tool. It gives you what are the spotlights and one of them is open to work. I can click on it. I can find people, right people from there as well. Take a look at that. Background, as I said, I don't care about background so much, but it's good to have it as a personal branding. And it's good to have, some people go with the code, some people go with the areas of expertise they bring in. So it depends on what you want, what do you want to showcase. And it says intern, and I like the big name as well. But at the same time, as a hiring manager, I'm coming from that perspective of I'm not only going to look for bigger name. I, as someone who can use a recruiter tool on a LinkedIn, I can put, if I want to hire someone just from the top company, I can put it in there and it pops up as well on the back end. So I don't need to really see it on my profile. I can pull it. So you just need to showcase your profile to me so you end up on my search. It's the other way around, right? So if you have the good one, then it would automatically pop up the skills on my recruiter tool. So I see what you're seeking for a full-time job. I don't know. I feel like that's a waste of time because you could do much better than seeking for a full-time job because that's not who you are. That's not your title. That's not what makes you stand out. That's my personal opinion. I would rather put something else in there. And open to work as well. There are a lot of things I'm thinking about okay, these are so many different things for IT industry. So I'm a web developer. It's a part of it. Yeah. But what? Probably it's a kind of skill set that it's required for being that one one person. So it's too much for me right now. I'm like, if I were to hire the web developer, I'm going to probably thinking, okay, what kind of web that you've worked on it, right? Because I use certain platform. I would really like to see what platform that you can handle, WordPress or Wix or anything that you've handled. I'd like to see that and be very clear on it as a hiring manager, as a person who hires on my business as well. So overall, like the resume, you have a resume in here, which is great, but I don't really like the idea of putting a resume. There's a lot of identity and thefts happening. This is where people are preying on people like you. I would remove it. And again, what happens is when you put the resume out there, I, as a hiring manager recruiter, I already know, and there's nothing more for me to find out more. Make me curious. So I'm like, I really want to talk to this person. I really like this profile. And maybe when you talk to me, then what's going to happen later on is, oh, I did not see that on profile. Tell me more. So you can customize it based on my job posting. Because if you put the resume out there for everybody, there's no going back and customizing, because that resume needs to be customized based on my pain, because everyone in that world requires different kind of job descriptions. So what makes you think that one resume, one size fits all for all the job descriptions? So that's why I don't like the resume. Also, LinkedIn has a great tool. You can upload the resume, and then I, as a recruiter, I can pull your resume from there as well, the information from there. Only as a recruiter, hiring manager who's using the recruiter tool will pop up, not somebody else. I'd rather be there than like, over here for general public. That's my opinion. And about me sections, I feel, okay, that's great. You have this here. I would have liked to see something in here as well. So you have it here. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for from IT perspective. So you can see what's going on. And I like the hobby as well. You put it there, it builds the story. Not that it matters to me, because the biases kicks in. You got to be very strategic about it. Declaring the hobbies. Intern, that's great. It looks like it's great, but I'm missing a data point again. What did you do? Like the data, think about that. PAR model, problem, actions and results, or context, challenges that you've solved it as well. From there, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but overall it looks good. But again, it all depends on what kind of role you're targeting. So this might not be the right profile for a particular role if they're looking for someone like you. So make it very crispy and niche. So when people look into your profile, it's like, I want that guy on my team. Anything else I missed, Dean?
No, I just wanted to say I very much agree with what you said about Sumit's headline. Like in the headline, I'm not sure, Sumit, why you put in that you're looking for work since January 2023. You don't want to put the attention on how long you've been job searching, right? Like you said, seeking full-time job Jan 2023. So and it's kind of redundant because you have the open to work badge on your profile picture. So you don't need to repeat the fact that you're looking for work. So just stick to the badge. You don't need to put seeking full-time job Jan 2023. So I just want to emphasize that.
Right. For those of you who want to go back and watch the replay if you missed it, I have it on YouTube channel as well. Please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to have this ongoing. There are so many people, and I'm pretty sure that we cannot go through it. We might have to have a second session as well. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So there are so many people, and I'm sorry we can't go through all of it. I'm just going to get a couple of it right now, and then we're going to wrap it up as well in the interest of time. It was supposed to be 30 minutes only. It was like, we've never done this before. And we decided, okay, let's give it back. We don't do this. These are free for you, but it's up to you now. What do you go about doing it? Actionable step. Like if we tell you something, go ahead and do it. And post it on social media. How was this event like? Did we help you out from the recruiter and hiring manager perspective? Tag us as well. Don't hold that knowledge to yourself. These are free. Share this on YouTube as well, so people can see what they can do with the LinkedIn profile as well while we're giving you the feedback. Okay, I would love to see that post, tagging us, both of us, and what did you learn? One takeaway, at least one takeaway. What did you learn from today's sessions? And share it. We'll hop in. And what that does is, if we have a recruiter or hiring manager looking for people like you, guess what? Your profile is going to be pushed out and they might call you. This is free marketing and branding for you guys. Mm-hmm. Don't just keep it to yourself. I'm telling you, LinkedIn will work like that. Algo would love it, and your profile would be pushed out in Canada. All right. So anyone in Canada unemployed right now, I'm taking it. Unemployed, give me heart emojis. Only unemployed in the interest of time. Unemployed, give me heart emojis. Okay, Pankaj, I'm bringing you. Okay, Dean, go ahead.
All right, perfect. So let's go to Pankaj's profile. So Pankaj, I like the banner. It's got your full name and what your title and the phone number and email. I suspect I'll let Sweta speak for herself, but I suspect Sweta might not like the fact that you put your phone number and email. Now, that being said, as a recruiter myself, I'm thinking, okay, if I like Pankaj's profile, I want to reach out to him ASAP. So I personally do like the fact that you put your phone number and email, but at the same time, understand that that might come with some risk, right? Because who knows who's out there looking at your profile, and you might get all sorts of like individuals maybe calling you or spamming you and stuff like that. So just keep in mind, there's negatives and positives for sure. Picture, no big deal with the picture. It's fine. It's nothing crazy or anything. So you've got your open to work badge, which is good. Software developer with management degree. That makes me think, okay, are you looking for a management role or are you looking for a software developer role? It's kind of at this point kind of unclear. So just keep that in mind. In open to work, it says, okay, so you're looking for like a recruiter role as well. Like that's really confusing because
Yes.
yeah, like recruitment and software development. I mean, that's like the sun and the moon, right? Like totally different. So I'm already kind of hesitant to consider you for maybe, I don't know, if you apply for a software developer role or whatnot. It's like, does this guy know what he wants, or like those are two totally different types of opportunities, right? And then in your about section, you're talking about you're emphasizing your software engineering background. So it's like, okay, why did you put recruiter there? So it's a little bit confusing there. And then in your experience, you put field service technician. So it looks like I'm assuming this is probably like a temporary, maybe survival job you're doing, because it looks like you came recent or from overseas before, which is fine. Maybe put some details about what you did in the field service technician role. Maybe emphasize anything related to software development, if at all possible, or something tech related. Put in some details there. As an engineer, so I'm assuming because you had your skill section there, like you were a software engineer. Keep in mind, everyone, there's different types of engineers, right? So you got to
Yes.
be specific with your title. So just make sure you put software engineer, and then put some details. You were there 10 months. Maybe that's less than a year. That's fine, but still put details about what you did there, outcomes, and all of that stuff, and skills. Same thing with Virtusa. Virtusa is I know I don't think they have a presence here in Canada, but it's a well-known tech organization, and I feel like you haven't taken advantage of explaining what you did there, maybe some projects you did, the technologies you worked with, so more detail in that respect. And going down here below skills section, just make sure you add the relevant skills.
He just has 23. Like, guys, you got to max out with the right one with 15.
Yeah.
Okay? Just make sure. But then again, don't pump it up. Don't do the jargon. It's okay if you just have 23 skills on it, but I'm pretty sure if you want to work on it, you can find it. But the right skills are really important. As I said, I'm going to sort you with the skills as a hiring manager, and especially with the IT tech and everything, you need to have a great skills. And Dean, you brought very valid point with the engineer. Like, if I'm hiring someone, I'm going to name you, right? So if I can't find you, I can't find you, right? Like, and that always going to happen from your profile. Everything you give me is automatically from profile. That's how the LinkedIn algorithm works as well. All right, Dean, we're going to wrap this up with him. I think he got enough of it. Anyone in Canada unemployed, give me heart emojis. Unemployed right now in Canada. Okay. And I'm going to take one more and we're going to wrap this up. And guys, do you want this second sessions with me and Dean again? Give me, let's say clap. Give us clap so we can come back and do this for you. Okay. Because I know there are a lot of people listening. Okay. Perfect. So there are people clapping. Okay. So Dean, we're invited again.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. I can do that again.
So watch out. I do this every Friday at 11. If you don't want to miss it, what you want to do is you want to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's say if you can't miss this, then you can always watch a replay. And for those of you who are just joining right now, I just wanted to let you know that I have the masterclass coming up, and I'm going to go with so many of the job searching aspect and career strategy on 5-day masterclass career workshop. It's free with me at 12 July 10. Save your spot. It's going to be only limited for limited time. And that's going to be teachanddo.com workshop, where I'm going to walk you through so many things before you do the job searching. We're going to talk about resume. We're going to talk about LinkedIn. We're going to talk about branding and everything. So please make sure you sign up, especially if you landed in Canada recently, if you're planning to land, or in Canada, you're trying to switch and you're not able to get the right role that you're qualified for. That session is for you. So Hanis, I'm going to go and see here your profile. Mississauga, Ontario, go for it. I'm going to go quickly in the interest of time because I really want to bring some people as well. Banner, like I said, it would be nice to have open to work. That's perfect. LinkedIn profile picture. I mean, like, you know what? When it comes, here's the thing, right? We can sit here and tell you, like, you got to have a stellar profile, like amazing picture, professional picture, whatever it is. All of these, when we look at the outside world, it's a biases, and there could be discriminations. When we have mind, brain, we are going to have a biases. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't have a biases. Looking at the picture, I'm thinking, why is it not professional, right? But I'm not going to hold you back because you don't have a great professional picture, because you don't have a banner either, right? So over here, I think it's a key term, like, you know, keyword, but I'm confused, operator, admin. So type in on a LinkedIn. I don't see, like, you know, the title computer operator, computer admin so much. So probably that's why you're not ending up. Computer operator roles, I don't see it more often. Try to see what you find based on your qualifications. So if you're in LinkedIn, you can't find your role, then you're not going to be, because that's the tool. It goes hand in hand, right? That's the tool I'd be using it to find it. So that's why the keywords are really important as well. So there is no feature item. I'm fine with it if you're not freelancer or someone technical and I need to see your pages. I'm fine with it. But, like, you know, if you want to build a brand, that's probably a good way to stand out as well. So let me tell you something. Some of my clients have a dead LinkedIn, okay? And some of my clients have amazing LinkedIn. And I'm going to tell you this is, I am going to be the last person to tell you LinkedIn branding will give you, like, get you a job. They're like one size, like there's no one size fits all. It could be sometime resume, it could be sometime LinkedIn, it could be something. So you got to try everything. It could be networking. So make sure, like, you know, you work on everything, not only LinkedIn profiles. If somebody out there says all you need is LinkedIn, and there's, like, you know, that's how you access the hidden job market, and you write the content and that's how you access the hidden job market, you need the LinkedIn to network. Like, you know, that's not the only strategy. What do you think about that, Dean? When it comes to that strategy, do you think LinkedIn is the only way to go and get the job?
No, absolutely not. I mean, LinkedIn should be one of the channels that people use, and again, it could depend on people's industry as well, right? So definitely not. You should not be depending solely on LinkedIn.
Yeah, perfect. That's good. So that's what I think as a hiring manager as well. It depends on the type of role that you're applying for. I feel like the profile is a little bit like, you know, it could utilize more work on it. The skill keeps on repeating. So you want to probably, like, you know, I don't know, legal advice. Like, there's so many online advertising. It's so much unwarranted skills that your profile is not going to be, you know, coming across in a recruiter list. That's what I'm thinking of. I think there's definitely a work that needs to be done. For those of you, like, who we are not able to bring you up on the stage today, I hope you can go to my free resources, teachingdo.com free resources, and there's a LinkedIn profile download checklist. You can go get it, and that actually tells you how do you show up on recruiter search as well. And that would be the great handy tool for you to get as a gift today. Now, I'm going to give last chance to the person in Canada, because we're going to be doing this again. Come back, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. So last person in Canada, Rana is first. Sorry, all right, cybersecurity. Didn't go for it.
Okay, sure. Let me just pick out Rana's.
Oh, the banner, nice. Stands out.
Yeah, that's right. He's not on stage on my side, Sweta, so you might have to do the scrolling for me.
Oh, perfect. Okay, go on.
So yeah, the banner. I mean, I think there's some quote there. So that's let's face it, the future now. So it's about cyber. That's great. I like the profile picture. You use the open to work badge, which is great. Cybersecurity project manager, risk mitigating information security governance. Yeah, I like the headline there. You got your location, open to work. Now the open to work side, it's looks like you put a couple of different types of positions. Um, the yeah, that area right there. So I see you put project manager, IT project manager, cybersecurity consultant, information security manager, cybersecurity manager. So the project manager versus the cybersecurity manager roles, I mean, those are not exactly the same. So again, that might be a little confusing maybe to recruiters. So my suggestion is focus on that one type of role that you're aiming for. If you can go further down, Swetha. Okay, I see we got some certifications there, which is great. You got your PMP and the other certifications. So this is really good, especially if a certain of these are required for the role. So it's a great job on doing that and mentioning that. So going further down, it looks like you're pretty active, or at least from a couple of months ago. Your description, you describe yourself as a cybersecurity project manager. Okay, so now it's starting to make a little bit more sense. Maybe you're aiming for a cybersecurity project management role. So maybe make that more clear, in your headline and in types of jobs you're looking for. So you're currently a cybersecurity analyst, so that's good, and it's an internship, I see. So previously you were an IT project manager, then a cybersecurity project manager, IT project administrator. So definitely add more details about those roles. There is a kind of a slight risk that it appears like you're switching back and forth between the different types of roles. So that would probably be the only thing. So just make sure you're talking about the cybersecurity aspects, if that's the unifying factor in all of those. But that would be my main tips in regards to this profile.
That's great. Thank you. And you got a very valid point, because I thought, like, by looking at the profile, unless I go and look at the experience and about sections, I would not be knowing that it's a leadership role that he's looking for. And that's what I got confused as well, especially when he did some, like, the volunteering and internship or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm like, oh, you want to be manager, but you've never managed really the team. And I don't like here's what I want to see. And the employers want to see as well, when they are looking for people like you in a project management, I need to see everything. How many teams you've managed, how large is the team, the numbers game, the budget, all those things, right? So by looking at the profile, I really have to dig in information, and I would not have a time for it. So you got to have them at hello in 10 seconds. So when I go in profile, it should be so clear. I'm like, okay, well, I see these people have managed these many teams, the budget and direct line. Who do you report to? It needs to be so clear for me to, hey, I want to talk to you, right? And that's my thought. Last one from Canada, unemployed. Give me heart emojis, and we'll go from there. Canada, okay. CG, okay. She's a HR manager. Okay, good background. I like it. HR manager. I help in DI, diversity hiring, with an increase by 30%. With an increase by 30%. Okay. Employee engagement scores by 20% if essential. Okay. I see. I don't know if you're trying to put the keyword in there and employment engagement. So these are kind of like, I don't think I would, as a hiring manager, I like the hiring manager title in there, and I like it as well, what value you bring in. I don't know, there are two things in there. Diversity, I don't think I will put it on my system, on my recruiting tool, and say, I'm looking for someone who does this by this percentage, right? It's an impact. If that's a value that you wanted to showcase, that's great. The other thing is, let me see, talks about, okay, career development. All right. Employee experience. It's repeating. If it's repeating here, then I don't know why. There's a reason. I would probably use the keyword in there, or have one. Okay, I see some data. Great. It's a business partner. So here's the thing, right? When someone wants to go from individual contributor, and I don't see if you manage team here, for me, it's like, if I'm looking for someone who has a leadership experience, I would probably not look at this profile as standing out if you want to go into the management, right? I think you might not be ending up on my search, because I'm not looking for, business partner, because your profile is going to be standing out on business partner, HR kind of role, not on the management role. because there's no keyword that I could see it. Even if I see the keyword, doesn't matter, because I don't see this as a leadership profile. Because your title says HR manager, I would not probably be calling you from my perspective if I'm looking for HR manager to manage business partner. Okay. I see, like, I'm not going to go through all of it. I think you have a data, like great data in there. That's good. But I don't see this as a leadership profile, as a HR manager. Any thought on that, Dean, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I just want to say that I really like how sorry, I can't see the name. I think it's Shiji. How
Yeah.
he has put like the KPIs and various statistics. So that's great. But I agree. Like, I'm not sure it's clear that she has previously been in like a people management role. So that might prevent Shiji from getting like an HR manager role. As in most cases, they do look for previous people management experience.
That's right. So in Canada too, like, when I'm looking at it from the people perspective is, hiring managers and company have a compliance to meet, right? And there's no going around, and you can make a case, but that happens afterwards when you get network going and stuff like that. But if the job description says we want what we want the manager with 5 years of experience, with the budget of this, with that, there is no going back and changing that mindset. Now they are actually not being fair. And that's the reason that they have to follow the compliance, especially if you want to work with the top employers. It might happen. You could be a HR manager in small businesses, smaller company. There's no doubt about it in my mind at all, right? So it's just a matter of what the job description wants and what are you applying for and who are you targeting as well. All right. So that gives us the wrap-up time. We went over, and I didn't think it was such a hit. What do you think, Dean? So we're going to do this again, you think? You're excited?
Yeah, I think so. I think absolutely. I think this was such a great experience.
Okay, anyone like right now, people are dropping out, but I get it. But people are still here. Give us heart emojis. I'm gonna take a picture of it and maybe tweet it later on. Give us heart emojis if you found this valuable. Share this as well. Dean, do you want to take a picture as well so we can just literally share later on how people showed up? Heart emojis, everybody, if you liked it. I'm gonna take it right now. 1, 2, 3 heart emojis. Let's go, everybody. All right, let's go. Great, thank you. So you want us to do this on a regular basis? Would be more than happy to do that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's under Teach and Do. Also, before I wrap up, I have a masterclass coming up, 5-day in July 10. Link is in my profile. It's on a YouTube channel at the bottom as well. Teach and Do workshop. Come and join me, and hopefully you get so much out of it. So now, before you go to the LinkedIn profile, what is going to happen is you need to know what are you targeting, and that's what I'm going to go through when it comes to LinkedIn profile and building the brand. Well, Dean, anything else you want to add in before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just wanted to finally add that, put in the time and effort into your LinkedIn profile, because that is, I think there's a statistic like 80+% of the time recruiters are going to be looking for people on LinkedIn. So don't just have an empty profile. You have to put in the time and effort into creating a great profile.
That's perfect. So anyone who isn't Dean amazing? Give me clap emojis right there. Dean has been amazing. He's a great partner. We thought that we're gonna have a friction from recruiter. I'm gonna say, you recruiter, man. Well, that didn't happen. We're so aligned. We're spot on. That is amazing. Thank you so much for coming back, Dean. I projected his profile here. Go and follow him. He's a great guy, and he's a great partner to lead these sessions because he brings a lot of knowledge as well. If you're a recruiter in Canada and if you feel like you want to showcase your talent as well, reach out to me and maybe I can invite you as a guest if I really feel like we could be leading this on together. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody. I'd like to wrap this up and just post it, tag us, and tell us what was the one biggest takeaway that you had no clue from before, and what are you going to do about it today, right now, in your LinkedIn profile. And you have no idea how people can approach you based on our network. Thank you, everybody, and